So this is a quick intro to this week's video. As you can see, it's been snowing again. Quite incredible. As you'll see in the video, we've gone from deep snow 3 weeks ago, or 3 or 4 weeks ago, to lovely weather, and now back to a bit of snow. I don't think this is forecast to last, but it's cold. Gonna go and light the Rayburn. We haven't lit it for about 4 days because the temperatures have been so high. 2 days ago, yesterday wasn't great, but 2 days ago I was up in the garden in a t-shirt, 28 degrees, full sunshine, lovely. And
good morning everyone,
and welcome back to our channel. We've had a bit of a turn in the weather again, haven't we? We've gone from snow to sunshine, back to snow. Spring's definitely here, but it's we weren't. Oh, well, I wasn't expecting this. Teresa did say yesterday that the forecast was for snow.
That's because Teresa watches things.
Yeah. But it was like I mean, yesterday wasn't boiling hot, but the day before was. Yesterday was a bit dull, but it was warm enough. But yeah, overnight we've had snow. This video, as always, is coming a bit late to you. It's nearly a month since the last one.
Is it?
Yeah, can't believe it.
Sorry.
Yeah. It's the usual sort of thing. I've got lots of little projects on the go. Never seem to...
Project man.
Yeah, never seem to get one thing finished before I start the next. It's kind of the nature of things here though, because you run out of parts or things to finish one project. So rather than waste time, you then start another project.
There's only so many times you can run to the shops in Celestia.
Yeah, well the trouble is it's sort of 15-20 kilometres away, so unless you're going to be running in and out all the time, you just park one project, carry on with the next one until you've got the parts for the other project, and then you go back to that. But they're all slowly coming together. The greenhouse is now pretty much done. You'll see in this video it goes from one thing to another a little bit. I've been trying to make a new mower. That will be continued in the next video. I'm fixing up a fence at the bottom of the garden again. That will be finished in the next video. The greenhouse hopefully is basically finished, but then that leads on to being able to get the...
Yeah, that was a muscle workout.
It was, yeah. Yeah, with my glamorous assistant giving me a hand. So yeah, that's what you'll see in this video, doing the greenhouse, doing a bit on the new rough cut mower, and some fencing work. How exciting. Oh, there's a lot of fire in this one as well, so if you like big flames and lots of heat,
I didn't go out and watch.
You'll love it.
You look like a wildfire.
Yeah, I've actually been doing it in somebody else's garden as well, so I've done quite a lot of burning in the last few days.
Are you burned out now?
So, enjoy the video and we'll see you at the end. So the next project on the cards is, if some of you remember from last year or some earlier videos, my old Murray ride-on lawnmower, the engine blew up, so I replaced the engine with one I got in England. I actually ended up coming back with 2 engines, an 8 horsepower, which I put straight in it, so I could use it for the rest of that year, and a 10 horsepower that's sitting in the shed. And so far I haven't used, because this engine's turned out a lot better than I thought. I had originally thought, well, I'll end up putting the 10 horsepower one onto the mower. You'll also, if you've watched the videos, will remember I had to rebuild the cutter bed last year. All the bearings had worn out, and the bed itself had rusted out, so I sort of welded tin plate around the outside and then fiberglassed it. Well, in the end it died again. It's sitting in there now. It's all rusted out. Goes Clive. And the bearing's broken up again. It's just useless, so I'm not going to try and rebuild it again. So my latest project is going to be a tow behind brush cutter mower. So I've got this 3mm plate and 6mm 10cm plate to go to form a skirt. Then I'm going to mount the 10 horsepower engine on the top, driving the blade. It's going to have adjustable height, and it'll be towed behind the old mower. I hope to make it so that I can I forgot the right word for it, but basically so that the hitch will allow me to push it out to one side or towed directly behind. I was originally thinking I'll put the wheels on the side of it, but then that will make it awkward for getting around and about if I want to try and get it in the van or anything. So I'm going to have the wheels in front and behind. I think I'm going to have fixed wheels at the back and some swivel wheels at the front, and a mounting frame so that I can lift it up and down, to give me some adjustability of the height. Anyway, this is the start of the project. I've now got to start cutting my plate into the size and shape that I want, so I'll come back to it when I've done a little bit more of that. I've just tack welded it, then I can move it into better positions where I can see a bit easier, and just to make the welding a bit easier for myself. So this is going to be the front. So if you can imagine, this is actually upside down. So this is underneath. So this is where the blade is going to be in here. There will be a couple of deflectors at the back. But these are the sides. I can do a nicer job of welding them up. They're just tacked at the moment. I have actually got a load of old welding rods that aren't very good. So I'll probably seam weld inside here with those. I'm not going to try and get a pretty, it doesn't need to be pretty. I'll use my decent welding rods on the outside so it doesn't look quite so bad. Old damp welding rods weld terribly, but for something like this, they'll be fine. And then once I've welded the bottom up, I can then flip it over, cut a hole, and then make a mounting block. So I'm not going to win any prizes for my welding, but it's good enough. I'm getting short of welding rods actually. I don't know if that gives you a better idea of what it's going to look like. Anyway, I'm now going to put it back on. I've got a couple of baffle plates I want to put in so it directs the grass a little bit better. Another thing I've done, rightly or wrongly, don't know the best way with the shadows and everything today, it's a bit awkward. This is kind of like a deflector. I don't know if you can see, can't really see it, but the blade is going to be 80 centimetres, which comes round this way. It's going to be going anti-clockwise as we look at it from here, but because the engine's clockwise, so once it's flipped over. And what I don't want is the blade pushing the grass round and back into the mower. So this is just a deflector plate with about 1.5 centimetres of clearance from where the blade's going to be. So the blade will come around here, and then hopefully the swath of grass will hit this and be deflected out more than coming round. It probably could have done with being a bit bigger, but that was some offcuts I had, and I didn't really want to use any more cutting blades cutting something when I think that'll probably do it anyway. So, and I didn't want anything too big there because it's just something else to hit on the ground. We'll see if it works. It can always be modified if it doesn't. Right, hopefully this will give a better idea of what it's going to be like. So this is the cutter bed. So obviously this is coming in. Sides are done. I've got to put some cross braces across to make sure it doesn't bow at all, but I've got to make an engine mount and everything yet, so that'll be part of that. Grass goes in, gets cut, it's thrown out the back here. I'm going to have a flap on here and something like chain deflectors at the front. I don't know yet until I've finished it, but we'll see. I'm sorting this bit out at the moment. This fence along here had all been pulled over by the creeping ground vine. So I spent some time a few days ago sort of burning it off. It's quite a drop there. It was literally pulling the fence down the bank. I'm going to burn this lot out today. I'm doing all this now before the birds start nesting. It won't be very long before they do, so I want to get rid of it before then. This wall I'm going to rebuild. This definitely brings out the arsonist in me, but it's better it burns this time of the year than later on. In the summer it's like a tinderbox, so it's good to get rid of all this sort of stuff this time of year where you know it's not going to spread. I know this won't spread because it's grass the other side of it, and I've already backburned in that direction. Although there have been some wildfires here in Bulgaria this spring, but that's mostly in big wooded areas. This will burn ferociously and then die away. It's all the creeping vine, burns like crazy. It's quite spectacular, but you've got to do it now before the birds nest, and then also clear for some nice regrowth later on. This is at the top of the drive. This is what I mean by fire break. It's not going to skip over that. I'm hoping it'll clear that tree there as well, so I can trim it up and make it look a bit nicer. Hey, there it goes. That's the one I wanted. Go on, burn that tree. We'll burn the crap around the tree. Bloody hell, that throws some heat. Don't do this in the summer. You definitely wouldn't want to do it with that up there. That goes all the way up into the woods, so that would be a pretty big fire if that lot ever caught up. But that's miles away from the house, so I'm not so fussed about that. Right, I'm going to let that burn out, and then I can get on with doing the other jobs. It's Saturday the 15th of March. The base for the greenhouse is done. It's only basically 2 metres by 3 metres, so it's just a smaller greenhouse. The idea of this is just, I've probably said it in other videos, but it's just so that we can get things started a bit earlier. At the moment we've got them in sort of seed trays, but there's nowhere in the house that's warm to put them. Being a smaller space than the polytunnel, I can heat this just to begin with. Later in the year it'll probably get too hot in there to actually have anything growing in there, but it's more really to get things started. The little patch above the greenhouse is all overgrown, so I've got to sort of try and plough that up and cultivate it, make it nice. I'll put this post in because I'm going to have a row of grapevines along here between the veggie patch there and the polytunnel. So just one row of racacilli grapevines growing along there. I've got some more grapevines to put in here and there where I've pulled old ones out that aren't thriving or are dead. Everything's starting to come to life. It's starting to feel like spring now. Trees are getting towards the point of budding, not quite there yet. Lots of dead nettles all flowering. Valley's looking nice as usual. It's amazing really. It was snow only sort of less than 2 weeks ago, covering everything, and now it's feeling very spring-like. So I've got lots of little jobs to do today, this weekend. Teresa inspecting the polytunnel.
Of what I want to grow that I like to eat. It doesn't involve devil's food.
No, are you going to dig it over then?
When?
You could dig it over tomorrow while I'm carrying on.
Possibly. I want to get some salad stuff in.
Yeah. We got garlic there, look.
Yeah, but what's happened up here? What was this? Was this my Brussels?
No, they were cabbage, but that really severe frost killed them. It's all not looking great. They're cabbage. They might survive. We have to see, just leave them and see what happens. That's all got to be dug over. That's all got to be ploughed up. Everything's got to be tidied up because it's a mess. I think somebody else is having a burn up over there, look. Yeah. So we're at the end of Saturday, or Saturday afternoon. The little greenhouse is coming on. I mean, it doesn't look perfect, but bear in mind this is being made out of scrap wood, some old conservatory windows that I got, and some other old windows. I'm just trying to use things up so it doesn't cost anything, but it's coming on. It's 3 meters by 2 meters approximately, slightly, you know, it's not exactly, but I didn't put them there. Vida had those. So yeah, hopefully get that finished tomorrow. There's the greenhouse finished. Well, not finished. I've still got the door to add, floor to put in. I'm going to be using the road planings, big pile of it down the bottom. So it wasn't worth concreting this out. I put obviously a concrete base down where I wanted to put the wall, but the centre here can just be filled in with road planings. Well, it's actually quite nice and warm in here, even though it's cold outside. So the door's got to go on. This is some of the solar controller bits. This part is for the wind turbine when it's done. That's just a little solar controller for the panels. Although, to be honest, I'm probably going to wire the panels straight into a sand battery. It's definitely, I'm hoping it's going to warm up a bit, because I wasn't really expecting this snow. It was forecast it might happen, but when it still hadn't snowed last night, I thought, oh, it's going to be alright. But no, it snowed. This is the row of Rackastilly grapes put in, running along there. They've had a bit of a shock. Put them in yesterday, and it's snowing today. Dex, get off of my onions! Come off! Come off! Blooming dog! How anybody can garden when they've got a Dex, I do not know. Look at him. What are you doing? Go on then. Go on. Go and run. Come on, bite me, you idiot. I've also, well, I've had the odd, get, now he's gone, get down. Go on. Off he goes again. So another thing I did say I'd show is Neil's van, what I've been doing to this. So this was just an old transit van, and he wants it turned into just a camper van, not a home as such, but somewhere he can stay at weekends and things. So we got a sort of solar system. There's a big panel over there that's going to be going on the roof. I'll put in a little skylight that will lift up just underneath the solar panel. Obviously clad everything. It's not finished. There's these are going to have fronts on them. They're basically just can't pull them out because they. So that's going to be a drawer there. Another drawer up the top here. There's a fridge at the end. Under here will be a gas bottle, and in the top here will be a cooker. The bed acts as also as a seat. This camera hasn't got a wide enough angle really to show it very well, but it unclips there and it lays down and becomes a bed. Going around the back, it's trying to squeeze a lot of things into a very small space. So as you come around the back, it's all obviously it's a mess. I'm working on it at the moment. So you've got a toilet there with a canister that will come out. Under this cupboard here there's like a fold away tent shower thing. That's the back of the chair, which lays down to become a bed. So essentially it's trying to make an old van usable again. It's a bit of an old van, but I think it's going to give it a new lease of life. It'll certainly look nice when it's finished, but that's another thing I've been working on, which has been great because it means during that snowy period where we couldn't get out very much, I had something to work on, even if it is a bit chilly in this shed. So that's the end of the video. Obviously we'll come back to a lot of these things in the next one. Hopefully the next one won't be as long.
We always say that.
Yeah, I know. Things get in the way.
And you're working.
I mean, I'm working, yeah. What else, Triz? There was something.
I could do a Trees Are Only vlog.
You could.
No, you're right.
We're going to be going to the Palamart's
Trading Day
on the last Saturday.
29th.
Yeah. We're going up there as trade reps. If any of you go to Palamart's, and you went a couple of months ago, was it no, it wasn't last month, was it? It was the month before.
The month before.
Yeah. Our friend from the village, Stefan, was up there selling some of his honey.
And it is fabulous.
Yeah, it's beautiful honey. All obviously local to
We're never short of honey.
village. No, we're never short of honey. So we're going to go up there on his behalf. So we'll be up there with a stall. So look for a honey stall. If you're up there, say hello. Trees is also going to be doing some nice carrot cake muffin things, and
No, I'm going to do cupcakes. So I'm going to do little carrot ones, hopefully walnut and coffee ones, possibly butterfly cakes for the kids. Don't know. Well, carrot cakes are a definite.
yeah. So if you see us, stop and say hello. Make sure you buy some of Stefan's honey.
And Dex will be with us.
Yeah.
If you want to see Dex.
Well, he'll be in the van, but he'll be
Well,
there.
yeah.
So it's that's pretty much it, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. No birthdays or anything at the moment, is there? Just
No, thank goodness.
no. So see you next time. Hopefully the weather will be better. Everything is starting to come to life now. We've even had storks come over, so we've got the martinitzers have all come off.
Yeah, they're a pain for washing up.
Yeah.
Not that you'd know.
Smart ass.
I know.
Okay, that's it for now. So it's bye from me.
Bye.
It's Saturday the... Oh. Oh, hang on. I don't know what the date is. I'll have to look on my phone.